Hi, welcome to our daily devotional. I'm Pastor Giovanni, and today we are going to be reading the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 15, verses 21 through 28. I believe Pastor John is going to be preaching on this passage on Sunday, so we're looking forward to more. It's a great idea to read this ahead and to spend some time meditating on it. We're going to look at it today and in a devotional kind of way, see how the Lord speaks to us. Okay, so let's read. Leaving that place, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. A Canaanite woman from that vicinity came to him, crying out, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is demon-possessed and suffering terribly." Jesus did not answer a word. So his disciples came to him and urged him, "Send her away, for she keeps crying out after us." He answered, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel." The woman came and knelt before him. "Lord, help me," she said. He replied, "It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." "Yes, it is, Lord," she said. "Even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table." Then Jesus said to her, "Woman, you have a great faith. Your request is granted." And her daughter was healed at that moment. End of reading. So let's just take a look at this passage. Jesus begins when he's leaving a place and he's going to another place. Tyre and Sidon is a place of Gentiles. That's where foreigners reside within Israel. And there we expect to find a foreigner, and we do, a Canaanite woman. Oftentimes the Canaanites were enemies of Israel. So this Canaanite woman from that vicinity came with a request. And this sounds like a sort of a prayer request that we can say, "Lord," she addresses him, "Son of David." So she's calling him like Master and Son of David. She's recognizing his lineage as the King of Israel. And here's the prayer: "Have mercy on me." And that's like a Jesus prayer. "Lord, have mercy on me." And the reality of this spiritual affliction that she talks about. My daughter is demon possessed and suffering terribly. Nowadays, we talk about suffering all kinds of illnesses and afflictions. In the ancient world, they knew of sickness and things like that. But here, she very clearly and frankly talks about demon possession. And that's what our Bible says. So we have to address it. This demon possession is something that she believes Jesus can combat and cast out. The disciples, Jesus' followers, have been doing this. So Jesus, in response, does not answer a word, which you might expect him not to, because what he says here is, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel." Jesus is on mission. He's mission oriented. He's staying on mission, and he even instructed his disciples to go only to those of the house of Israel. And there will be a time when Jesus and the good news of the kingdom, the gospel, goes out from Israel to all nations across the sea and everywhere. And this passage is sort of hinting on that. It hasn't happened yet. The covenant is closed. But we see how it's accessed by faith. This faith that this woman allows her to partake in Jesus and in his power. But for right now, the disciples are annoyed by her. They say, "Send her away. She keeps crying out after us." So Jesus says, "This isn't for you. I'm not for you. I'm for Israel." But the woman presses in, and we have to understand this in our prayer life. Well, we make a request to God. And here's what the woman does. She kneels before him. So assume that posture, that humility, kneeling before him and speaking frankly. It's not a prayer of elaborate words or repetitions or any formula. It just says, Lord, help me. And he replied even more, in a shocking sort of way. It's not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs. So, rude, sounds rude. And I think it was meant to be rude because it's a faith challenge. Last week we saw how Jesus challenged Peter's faith when he was walking on the water. And here this woman's faith is being challenged. Will she be offended? Will she walk away? No, she digs in and she gets right after it. She says, yes, it is, Lord. And that's what we have to do. And she finds her way in. She says, even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. So she recognizes herself next to Jesus. And she does not give up her request. And that's the response we finally get to. Woman, you have great faith. And so we find someone in Israel, well, someone outside of Israel, who has great faith. So Jesus says, your request is granted. And that demon was cast out. The daughter was healed at that moment. So we have to also, with our faith, remember that there's power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the gospel. And we turn to him with our prayer request, saying, Lord, have mercy on us. So look forward to Sunday to hear more on this word. And until then, God bless you.